Welcome back to Dov Twang. I'm Dave. So I'm going to leave us moved in here a little bit closer today so you can really see what's going on here. This is going to be another two-parter. So part one, we're going to play over this E minor to A7 progression with using pretty much exclusively minor pentatonic stuff, E minor pentatonic. And then in part two, we're going to do more of a diatonic approach, and we'll treat it as more like an E Dorian, and I'll explain that at the beginning of part two, that we're actually in the key of D major, and so our progression is two, the minor two chord in D, E minor, and then that dominant seven, which is the five chord in D. So don't worry if that's, doesn't mean that much to you right now. But that's, technically speaking, that's what's going on here. It's a 2-5 progression in D. But I don't want to confuse you for the minor pentatonic portion here, because it's going to be E minor pentatonic positions and mapping. So let's just turn this on real quick. And that second video will be out in, a couple days, 2 or 3 days. This is an easy one to jump in, pretty much anywhere. So E minor pentatonic. Well, here's our chords first. Okay, so I'm doing a E minor or E minor 7. And then A7. Put that little blues scale note in there. Okay, so one little practice routine right there that's kind of cool is kind of you start off with the chords and just get into that open E minor pentatonic and kind of still play the chords a little bit, right? So I'm kind of going, or at least the root of the chord, right? Yeah. Okay, so, you move out of that position down here and you kind of start moving up, and before you know it, we're still playing, almost all E minor pentatonic stuff there. There's a lesson it's been quite a while, a couple months probably, and you'd have to look for it. It says 12 fret span for the E minor pentatonic scale, okay? And I'm going to put the diagram for that up here real quick, because this is just a really good way to start traversing the neck with this. And here's what it looks like. There's a whole other video dedicated to this on this channel, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But let me just demonstrate it pretty quickly. Okay. Now it's just the scale tones in order, but it crosses a lot of different positions and it sounds cool with all the sliding and stuff. So it almost becomes a lick, on its own. Okay, so another it just occurred to me, one kind of routine that you could do for practice there too is do that climbing run. Then write down on this 12th position. Or, which is the same notes, right? So this is kind of a nice little boxy pattern tune. So let me demonstrate that. I'm going to use that run, then some stuff up here, and then maybe that kind of shape. I'll go pretty slow, but this will get you going, you know, pretty quick. Okay, so, you know, I was kind of doing it in one direction, up, then down here, you know, get in here and get comfortable with that. You start backing that up back and forth, and you're covering a lot of territory, you know. So you work up into something that's more like this. Okay, didn't really add much there, except that I started kind of in midstream with this. Started up in here, right? And then I did a couple little bends. I really hung out on that one in that intro demonstration too. And then I went up here just a moment ago to show you that that is the same sound as, it's the same notes, right? You can always do that kind of double stop on that main pentatonic pattern too. Just cover the G and B string instead of just the G. That up and back is good right there. All right. So these harder than it looks. You know, if you're not used to that, bending up and hitting that other note, you know, don't worry about that so much. Just start attempting it at times and it'll work out. You know, don't try to stop what you're doing and think you have to just master that all at once, because it won't work out that way. But just get that idea going, and you know, sometimes you don't reach the full bend and stuff. It still sounds cool, right? It sounds even cooler actually, because it's more, you're playing notes that aren't really on the guitar, right? You're in between stuff, and that's cool. You kind of follow your inner sense of tonality when you're doing that, and just, you know, really let yourself go. So kind of wrap some of that up a little bit cleaner for you. We've got this, the 12-span run deal. Okay. That one, and then this kind of classic, you know, maneuver. Okay, I'll put all those in the description section, the diagrams for them. And then the double stop stuff. Okay. Then the only other thing that's really featured in that, along with the bends in that intro, is some, what I call some more kind of looping types of licks. And I'll just show you a couple things here. We'll just work this out. I'll show you like two specific examples of this that I think you can kind of build off of, right? And make different combinations and apply it to different string groupings. But this sort of thing. I'm not going to cover all that, note for note, but here's the main nuts and bolts of that. So let's say we got you can kind of start on different notes. It makes it sound different. So, but if you copy this, main difference in sound there is that I'm bending this one. Right? That's a little bit more of that, British invasion blues sound, right? And then just some other, pentatonic stuff there kind of mixed in with it. Then the same idea, but these two strings. So just using and one kind of basic skill that you can practice is bending these three. Right. And that's isolating them, so that doesn't sound very, musical there, but just to kind of get used to that mechanically. And then, mix it more in with your scale. Sorry, been a little sweaty there. And then, really veg out on that. I mean, put that loop on and just get my loop on. There we go. And then just trilling on it. Same thing down here. Okay, so just, I know that's a lot, but hopefully, you watch this through again, and you're just taking those component pieces, putting that together in your own way, and just see where that leads you. So I'm going to kind of leave it at that, because that was, we had 3 or 4 main things that I showed you there, but combining those things in an infinite variety of sequences and dynamics and bending and trilling and so forth, you'll never run out of stuff to do. I mean, you could spend your whole guitar playing life in those skills and really do a lot of great stuff. I told you I'd show you just a real quick preview of the next video, which will be where we'll treat this more as a 7-note scale approach. So something like this. kind of a rough, shot of it there. But that kind of idea. I'm really in that bluesy mode right now, so I kind of drifted back into that. But that ultimately, that's what we want to do too, is put some of those, colorful diatonic notes into more modal stuff. But mixed in with our bluesy stuff, and that's really going to start, giving you even more dimensions and kind of expanding, your territory on your improvisation with this. So for now, really stick with that pentatonic stuff and just get that into your fingers and really get comfortable with those things. And I'll put the diagrams up here in the practice loop for you. Let me know how you do with this. Be looking out for part 2. And as always, I appreciate every one of you and look forward to hearing from you. Take care.